And then tweet. Is there anything I can do about that? Messing with this. Nope. Looks like it's just
Also, are you streaming?
Yes,
right
we
now?
are live.
Okay, I'm going to...
Yeah, you can DM me if you need.
Yeah.
Okay. And 3, I did send you the links. You said you were going to send those along to your friends, so there you go. Okay. Devi says, there's Jerry with the pom-poms. Hello, Devi. Pom-poms. And hello, Julius. And hello, Lake and Asa. And hello, Metal Cap Reviews. Definitely is a this way moment. And hello, Chaluna. And hello, SizzleUp84. How's it going? And hello, Lotus Heart. And Doughboy. And Control-Alt Defrost. Hello. And hello, Aston. And Jam. Thoughts on Philly? The Philadelphia? As a city? Is there something that happened in Philly? I don't know. I might be out of the loop there. And hello, Phydro. I've never been to Philadelphia myself, so I couldn't say if you're just asking for comments on the city. And hello, Sephiwoth. Jem, remember Discord this time. Shh, I never forget. And hello, Wickawick. And hello, Skyoshi. And hello, Spyburb. And hi, Aurelian Bedwars. And hello, Blake Jennings. Now this is epic. And hello, MMO Toaster. And hello, Bendy Games. Man, we had a Now This Is Epic and a What's Poppin', one after the other. We are old. Holy moly. And hello, Jamie. And hello, Igzaroni. Welcome back to Squidio Game, Igzaroni. And hello, Technical Difficulties. And hello, Minty Misk. And hello, N. And hello, Pukus. And hello, it was, oh shoot. It was Inez? I think it was Inez. See, I told you I was going to forget it for the next probably 3 times that I tried to pronounce it. And this is time number 2, so you still get a forgotten pronunciation, but... And hello, Epic Giga Moist. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of online words. And hello, Maceo the Great. And hello, Rainy and Camera and Borger Time. And Sonic Smash Bro 2. And hello, Mekon Pie, I like that. And hello, Olivia. And Cody and Super Sentry Man, hello. Hello, Blip Blob. Aha! Okay, I got it the second time. And hello, Potatoes. Alright. And let me just check and see. 'Cause there's one other VOD reviewee. They haven't gotten into the waiting room yet, so we might end up going on without them. Devi and Jamie, you are welcome to hop into the commentary channel if you would like to join us. I know I saw both of you in there. And hello, JR Hyde. And hello, Linen. Being stretched. Man, sleeping is great. I need to do that more often.
What's sleeping? Oh, I shouldn't ask that, should I?
So, hello, Devi.
Hi.
And yeah, hop on in, Jamie. Hop on in. Okay. So, really quickly, chat. I want to give you just a little bit of a heads up. One of our VOD reviewees today has a tic disorder. If you've heard of Tourette's, it's very similar to that. Something where they might uncontrollably say some things that we would normally not be cool with being said on the mic. But it's just a part of who they are. I'm gonna let them explain just a little bit more if they want to say anything more than that. But hello, it's 3.
Hi.
So just
So
know that
4?
if they're doing that, that is
5?
cool. That is
No, it's not
5,
cool,
6.
actually. It sucks. And I hate romanticizing my disease, but I'm here to talk about it really quickly. So, my name is 3, and I have a complex tics disorder and a pseudo-seizure disorder. Now, what does that mean? That means that I get a free pass to say bad words. No, it doesn't. But basically that means that there is a divide between my brain and body, which means that I can't control a lot of the things that other people might be able to control. And my friends are absolutely fucking blowing up the chat right now. Oh, my. Bad word. I'm sorry. But my friends are blowing up the chat right now, so thanks. But,
Yeah.
a lot of the times I might say words that I don't mean to say. I might say phrases. I fall over a lot. I hit myself. I do things that I do not want to do. And this can include bad words. This can include words I'm not supposed to say. And there's no real way that I can stop myself. And I just want to put that out there, that it can be scary. I can, I guess spook people with it sometimes. But I'm no way trying to offend anybody. I'm just disabled, and this is my life. And I want to be somebody in this community that stands up for other disabled people, especially people who use sticks to play this game, who might use different control schemes like a keyboard and mouse. A lot of times I see that other players, especially high-level comp players, look at people who might need to use turbo controls or sticks and say, oh, well, that's for babies, or, oh, well, that's just a stepping stone. It's not. It's really not. Our limitations are not stepping stones. My disability is not a stepping stone, and it's important to respect people where they're at in this community. It's important to not make fun of people for, not having the best aim when it's not physically possible for them. It's important to not make fun of them for not being able to hear what's going on or sense what's going on when it's not physically possible. We have to be mindful we have to be mindful of other people's abilities, and especially in a game like Splatoon, about community and joy. I really think we should keep that in mind, especially with all the negativity I've been seeing recently in the comp scene. So, just want to say that. Also, happy Pride to all my trans squids out there.
That is the best speech I have heard in a good while.
I'm
my
sorry, I didn't try to make it really
about the Splatoon scene. No, that needs to be heard, and I'm telling you, that is the best thing I've heard about the Splatoon scene, that the scene needs to know in a good while. I love that.
I've never been on a team or anything. I just been watching Pro Chara since he was like 2020, and I've seen I haven't watched it, but he put a video out about autism, and I've seen a lot in online communities. There is a very real stigma that you can talk about your depression, you can talk about your anxiety, you can talk about maybe, I don't know, maybe you have asthma, something like that. You can talk about that, but when you start talking about, I don't know, if you have a seizure disorder, if you have Crohn's, if you're in a wheelchair, if you use a cane, if you have Tourette's, if you're schizophrenic, it is a huge, huge stigma. And some squids are a little messed up than other squids. Us squids deserve love too. And the comp scene is not for everybody. The comp scene is brutal, but disabled people deserve love in the comp scene too.
Mm-hmm.
And I am here to be that little tiny beacon of joy if I can.
You're already doing a great job.
Thank you.
So.
I'm glad Jerry's wearing the pom-pom shirt today because you deserve all those right now.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm getting so many poggers in the chat. I'm like almost crying. Oh my god! I didn't mean to get old. Jesus.
Well, thank you for being here, and we are better for having you. Let's get a lobby going. I will send a pool code through DMs,
Okay.
which I need to create because I just realized it's not the right pool yet. So we're gonna get a picture of a cat. Actually, no. Right now it's a puppy. But you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's have a cat. There's a cat.
What? There's the disturbed tick.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody point and laugh. Everybody point and laugh.
Don't point and laugh.
No, it's okay. I actually want to talk about this because I find with a lot of people they get confused as they meet somebody with Tourette's. Hey, can I laugh at a tick that was funny? If that person is laughing with you, you can laugh. If that person is not laughing, please don't laugh. Cool.
There we go. We've been educated. I'm thinking of what I want to name this pool here. Okay. This should work. Oop. There. And I just want to clarify earlier, when I said, like, that's cool, I don't mean that, like, having a tick disorder is cool. That it was more that if, something were to be said that's obviously a part of a tick, that we should be more understanding of that than if someone were just voluntarily saying those words. Okay. So, let me get the pool name and the password DM'd. There's that. And here's this. Okay, and Devi and Jamie should also be able to join in now. It's the password that you guys know.
Oh. That we all know and appreciate. Because it hasn't changed.
One of these days, someone's going to take advantage of that, and we're going to have to change it. But for the time being, it's been fine.
We're okay.
Everything is fine.
Jamie, what are you playing?
I switched to the heavy deco, but I can switch if you want to play it.
I'll do shooter things, I guess.
Okay. You sure? I don't want to step on your toes.
I'll be fine. I gotta warm it up for later anyway. Shooters are a lot harder for me to warm up than splatlings are, so...
I
I haven't
don't
been able to practice
see the...
how much.
Oh, are you in the
invite?
pool now? I need to send out an invite once you're there.
Yeah, I'm in the pool. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I was looking at my friend.
There. I
was looking
sent
at my friend's
the
tabs.
I sent the notification, so you should be able to see it now.
Oh no.
There have always been timestamps available on, I think, both streaming platforms that I'm streaming to right now. Or are you talking about Restream, maybe? Restream has always had that, and then I know that Twitch has always had... So yeah, I guess the answer is yes. That has always been there.
No! Sorry.
You're good.
It's all good.
So it stands for 3 corgis?
So the story from that is that my, way back in the day, like 2017, my thing was, 3 corgis in a trench coat.
That's amazing.
And, people would call me either corgis or 3, and I realized somewhere down the line that I picked up, like, 3 names after being trans and non-binary. So, did I accidentally join a... Oh.
No, you're
But,
good.
Okay. But I picked up 3 names from my trans journey, so I was like 3, and it stuck.
There you go. 3 squared.
Okay.
Okay. They've got double backline.
Yeah.
I guess we
They
do too.
What?
Dynamo's
Are you
basically a
talking
backline,
about blocks?
right? Close enough.
No, it's
Crabbing.
not. Please stop saying that.
It's close.
I'm a midline skirmisher,
Alright, where are
and
you
everybody
guys?
thinks
There,
I'm a
that's 3
ranger.
down.
E-leader's on me.
Yeah, we
Here,
just,
Jamie, here's 2.
Tacticaler near basket.
Just the E-leader at basket.
He's dead, but I died.
I'm down.
Nice.
Top right.
I can't aim.
I shouldn't have gone for that.
I'm coming
good.
to you, Debbie.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh,
Oh,
hi,
I died.
hi there, Smiling.
Either knows where I'm at. Really don't. Correct.
I am popping crab in their
They're
base.
coming across the bridge.
Yep, I'm trying
Because
to get
it's
behind
funny.
him. Oh, I
Got one.
Should have backed up to right glass.
Oh,
I got it.
Back is out.
We good.
All right, I'm jumpable if you have a clam.
I will in 2 seconds.
Kraken's
Attack.
standing.
Got 2.
Nice.
There's
Just
one
gonna
from
make sure
behind.
they don't,
Got them.
Okay.
I'm down. 200 basket. One top right.
Not anymore.
Nice.
I am marked.
We're gonna need more clams.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
trying to
one
get some.
small. Fish down right.
Got 2. Oh my god. Okay. That's wipe. We just need more clams. More clams.
If we can solve.
Tacticaler up.
I'm down.
Where are more clams?
Okay.
Yeah, we're just out of clams. We're gonna have to run back.
Okay, well I have 6.
Then I'm behind.
Who can I chuck this to?
Well,
I'm
if
being
you give- If you
seen.
give me a second,
1.
here, you can jump into me.
Ah. Heavy killed me.
There's an E-leader coming from back right. We should be fine for now. I have 3 more. I'm probably gonna go
looking
down
at
here.
me?
I got pinched. Alright,
This
we're on
one-
opposite
this one-
corners of the map.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump out at this point.
I'm being a rat. I have 2 looking at me right now.
Okay.
On my way right.
I traded with 1.
Back
So
back
one's
up.
going out elbow left, so that's gonna end up being.
Got the
okay, third
backliners.
one left. Third one left.
It's the shot.
Yes,
They're coming towards me.
I'm about to have tacticaler.
Right.
Oh, that's a 52.
Oh, I got
Oh,
one
no.
with a bomb.
Died.
We're 3 down.
Sorry.
All good. No,
All good, all
that's
good.
not your fault. Okay, careful
Wow!
right there, soul.
Shut up! Oh,
I've got crab ready.
I think this.
Either by pole,
Grabbing.
one left
coming
glass.
from right side, I think.
I got leader.
No, left.
I got ball.
One in the Kraken. They're try striking me.
Got him.
I don't have run speed. This is so sad. There we go.
Got the jump.
Just
Beautiful.
E-leader.
Good
They're right in
job.
front.
I see
E-leader
him.
weak. Hello, friend.
Got him.
Hello, other friend.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I stole your kill.
I have tacticaler.
I have try strikes.
Ball. Traded for 52.
When it comes to kills, we don't believe in private property here. Everything's communal.
Well, that's good because I haven't been able to get a single vertical flick since the Great War of
Vertical flicks.
2022.
I think I literally just died to splash wall. I died to splash wall, everybody.
I'm so sorry.
One in court. Got him.
I'm kind of spawn camping them.
Beautiful job.
We don't have any clams at the moment. So let's work
Yeah,
on
no, we're
that.
good. So.
What do you mean?
Okay, we have
Oh,
them
that's a
now.
Got heavy?
Up. Splash wall. Alright, you can just make it in.
I got this.
Yes.
I was so weak, I backed up into the splash wall and died. I'm like, oh, yep, that's a splash wall splat.
Also, hello,
I just got
Pukas.
HP on luck.
I missed a donation from earlier. Thank you, Pukas, for the 199 super chat. They say, here you go, baby. Why don't you go treat yourself? That's
For
going
what?
toward.
You can't even
that's,
buy anything in Dollar Tree with that.
that's
Like,
going towards
actually.
some. That's going towards some Chipotle later. That's probably what'll happen.
I'm watching Chipotle now. Let's go, Jem. Whoa.
How much damage
Are
does
we
Splash
doing
Ball do?
another round?
Yeah, we'll just go for until the top of the hour. If our other VOD reviewee does show up, then we'll swap them in, but it doesn't look like they've been responding recently. Walda is 20, doesn't it? Or is it more than that?
I don't know. I was
I
just
know,
really weak, so.
I've never been able to try it out.
I'll have to remember to swap on to 52 and see what it does in a second. You can test it with the moving targets, what happens when they bump into it.
I know it isn't a lot, but I'm telling you, I was not even like. I was really weak. And I just didn't see it behind me.
Although I think the moving targets will move straight through the wall. I don't know if that means that they're taking multiple ticks of damage
You
as
just
they
gotta, you
go.
just gotta throw it at one of the other ones.
One bottom right. Maybe more.
I threw a bomb at it. I threw another bomb at it. I've
What
tried.
block?
Crabbing? Well,
Good
I'm probably
job.
gonna die. Yep.
Trying to the crab. Careful, Debbie, behind you.
Well, I got one.
Tron from the future, tomorrow's video is actually going to be on that topic.
Guy with the balls down.
Crabbing in the mid, nice. We can move up. There's a heavy in front.
There's 6, 7. I have a ball. Jamie, I'm throwing.
Oh,
They
they
have a
have
DC.
Aw.
It's gonna be like before the time limit too, so.
Pill done zap, I think.
I was trying to come in peace,
Okay.
but then they started shooting at me, but then they stopped shooting at me, and so I feel bad for shooting back.
See, I was right there, so even if you shot back or they got you, I was like, you know what? Even if there was peace there, I still would have ruined it.
Oh yeah. Me. There's my Splatoon ticks. Oops.
They're great.
Don't encourage them, please. They're never gonna stop otherwise.
At least it wasn't a curling bump.
You generally have a short answer for that. So the question was, at what point do you stop maining a weapon, basically, because it's, you know, not viable? My personal answer to that question, that I think, honestly, Debbie's experience might back up, but I'll let her speak for herself, is that you play a weapon that you like for as long as it's the weapon that you can play your best on. And then as soon as that changes, you know, switch to the alternative. And it's also kind of a team decision where you're trying to fit your weapon into your team's comp and make sure that your teammates can play their best around your weapon.
That's definitely more so what's happening.
That is a large raid we are getting from Prochara.
Tara!
Oh no.
They jumped out.
Thank you
There
already.
you go.
I have hardly any ink. Thank
Um,
you.
Grabbing.
Look, last
Oh, hello.
I got you.
Goodbye.
I missed cooler. It's down here. I'm sorry.
It's alright, it's alright.
Sounds alright, but
I
I heard
died
a hammer.
Yeah, I died to it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when hammers come and get me. I just kind of accept my death at that
Yeah,
point.
that's kind of all you can do at that point in time.
I mean, I'm as slow as the hammer. I don't.
whoa!
I mean, unless if the devs give me the hammer too.
Just a hammer
Okay,
counter.
there's a
Come
sploosh
on.
behind me. I got the sploosh.
I think it's
Someone
going
had
for the
our
basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so the last one I think was on this right-hand side there somewhere.
If we can pick
Yeah,
me
yeah.
up a bit, like elbow. That'd be good.
I have tri-strikes. I'm gonna use them here. Block them
I
in.
have ball. Can somebody?
Oh,
take
I'm gonna
it?
die!
Oh, you can pass it to me.
Oh,
Cheers.
sorry, Gem's closest.
Crabbing into mid.
You're all good.
There's
two
three here.
left side mid. Three,
Two dropped left. Got one. Got another.
Beautiful.
That's three down. Just L3.
Nice. Where is L3? found
That's where they are. There.
That non-existent.
Yes. What L3 is the answer?
Top right. I'm about to be pushed.
I didn't get in. Nice.
Mine.
Oh, that's
I
gonna
thought
be
I
three
missed-
power clams. Beautiful.
Don't know why.
I can stall with one more.
Ah! Oh, I got him a little too late, but it's okay.
Oh, hi there.
Hi, Hammer.
Hey, thanks for the clam.
Keep it here. Damn, I'm about to touch some.
Oh, I missed my aim.
There we go.
Beautiful.
I squid rolled to the side, and then my aim went way off, and I'm like, oh, oops.
My Kraken still needs to work. But it's getting better.
It isn't easy.
It's a lot of fun, though.
There's times to differentiate where to, like, a lot of people usually, like, spam the charge, right? But there's even, oh yeah, fist bump. There's even
Nice.
moments where you can just go in normally and just jump around.
Not gonna lie, I feel kind of useless compared to you guys just sitting here.
You know,
You're good.
from being in a position, like, with what Dynamo does, and even what people were explaining to me on another game last night, it's really, like, even though the numbers don't show it, you're still putting in a lot of contribution for your teammates. So
I like
you might not
to-
know it, but your teammates can definitely tell you that there's contribution. And I know for Dynamo Flicks in general, that's a tidal wave of ink coverage that can help them out. So.
I like to call myself a fly swatter because basically you stray a millimeter off the objective and I'm waiting for you. I'm just like, hello, die.
It's X-ray. Hi, X-ray.
Hello. Really quick, just because we just got 200 new viewers on the channel real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to point out that 3 has a tic disorder, and so there might be some things that they end up saying on the mic that it is out of their control whether they say.
Like that.
Like that. And
Fuck off, like that.
yeah. So
I'm sorry.
Just be-
you talk
just be
about
aware
it, and
that-
it's a-
yeah,
for-
I'm sorry
for
about that,
products,
but that's something to just be aware of, and that's the reason that we're cool with, you know, having those things be said, not because that's normally language that we accept on the channel.
Tourette's is not a free pass to curse. It's just I've been cursed with it. I think is it better.
Oh, careful, watch out. I'm trying to
Allergy.
keep your feet painted.
Oh, I
Yeah, Jim, pass away.
There's just a spatling to the right, so keep it
Crabbing.
in range and you'll be fine.
Got one.
Nice.
Taking down, good job.
I have 7.
Have 4.
I have 8.
Got another. Should be able to go in.
There's a bomb
open
in
it.
front here.
Opens it up.
No!
No, I didn't open it up enough for you guys.
All good, all good.
I got a double with that. I don't know if anyone saw that throw, but
Alright, I'm gonna flank right.
okay.
There you go.
Got one, I'm down. There's 2 fighting me bottom right.
I don't have ink.
Uh,
I don't have ink. Oh,
you got this, you got this. I believe.
I'm not pushing that.
Did Devi just gain reverb for a second?
just jump.
You know, the
I
classic
tell you.
practicing your operatic belts while getting chased by every player in existence in Splatoon.
Grabbing again from exactly the same spot and expecting the same results. Got one.
Well, thank you for the cover fire, even though I went down.
I have a ball. Is it safe to?
At this point, no.
If
No,
you can
can't,
get it in,
actually.
there you go. If you're
All you
too
gotta do
stuck,
is
worth it.
try hard enough.
I'm so used
That's
to,
my
like,
entire life with this game.
Got one.
I'm still used to like instant practice Splatoon 1.
One on me
You
on the
can't
right
make
here.
Dynamo
Weird.
for 3 years. If you try hard enough and try hard enough, fling your controller hard enough, and get called Kyle hard enough. My boyfriend,
love
if you're watching
Monster
it.
We love Monster Energy on this
They have a
stream.
jump. They have a jump.
Oh.
I need one clam until a
Man.
ball.
Darn. I didn't realize I got the jump off. That's my bad. Oh, hello.
all
Hello.
good, it
No,
happens.
they popped Kraken.
Yeah, they'll get another jump for that. I'm just gonna beeline their basket, because that's where they're
Okay,
trying to run.
I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah, just the roller and they're respawning.
Yeah,
they're right on the
in
plat, they're on
front
the
of me,
plat, they're on the
so-
plat.
Oh, they're right.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I hit the wrong button. I didn't want to try strike yet.
All good.
Okay, that's 2 down. Oh, you can't take the ball. Jamie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this back to you.
Crabbing from a different location this time.
I was mainly just trying to stall. I didn't want them to push.
I almost have try strikes. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, they're out. Using.
Go in. Go forward. Guide me.
Nice, that's one. Ah,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm getting
Kill. All good. 2 down. We have a minute in.
by I throw. I got killed by I throw.
Nah. I got killed by a spooky fox.
Oh no. Can you help on right?
You good? Oh, then I got you.
Yeah, thank you.
grabbing.
Ball. You're diving. I'm gonna toss this into you.
That's
They're
a Kraken.
crackening.
I have to throw it up.
Oh no, I fell to him.
No.
What? Okay. We'll get him. There we go. Oh, I'm so dead. I should be dead.
Welcome to my experience.
Instead, I am Crab. I have evolved. That's 2 down.
That's correct.
Hey, who needs one? Who needs one?
I am the one who needs one.
Come up
I'm
here.
almost there. Alright, we're in. We need 1 for lead.
I have dropped a bunch. There we go.
I marked them.
I'm down to roller
Beautiful.
their basket.
I'm basically YOLOing at this moment.
Okay, last 15. Just try to defend both sides. Can you push on right?
Hello.
There you go.
Traded. 1 right side still. Nice bomb. They're pushing right.
Up row.
Nice. Okay.
Kraken coming.
Woo!
Okay. They're gonna just try and run it straight to basket, so I'm gonna be there
Exactly
waiting.
what they're doing.
Kraken is down.
We're jumping.
Jump is down.
Okay, we got the jump.
All good. Beautiful.
Got that guy.
Only 1, and they're on right. They're moving left.
Puller up.
Bomb! Me! I didn't
All
even
right.
I hit a single shot on that guy.
Beautiful.
Do y'all think I should switch off my main for the sole purpose of the rank up battle, like it's working literally all the time in series up until the rank up battle? Play whatever you think will give you the best chance of winning, is my advice, if you're really trying to win that rank up series. If that's your main, go for it. If you don't think your main is going to give you that chance, then go for something else. Ooh, a little bit of frame drops there. We love us some frame drops.
Does that happen to you guys all the time, or
In the
Mostly
lobby.
in Salmon Run.
mostly salmon? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal for me.
Oh, look at GM.
I can't go past 200 without my Switch crapping out, and my Switch is like 5 or 6 years old.
That's a lot of special charge up.
I didn't see.
Oh
Oh
my-
god. Oh
No
no.
saps of pures.
Oh, okay, Charger.
Wait, those full. Okay. Wow. Honestly, good for them.
I'm happy for them.
That charger. Pulled a
Trying to
moment.
remember that video about not tilting. No tilting. I tilt too hard. No tilting. No tilting.
I wish I had better aim, but I pulled them backwards a little bit, so that might help.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, they already.
I'm close to crab. Crabbing.
Ooh!
Getting struck.
Thank you.
Killed him. Yes.
There we go, nice.
Beautiful.
Delayed wipe.
A bit. Left side is that.
Okay.
Careful, Charger is.
Yeah, I
really
can't get out of there. We're two down.
Oh boy.
Back up if you need.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I have full.
They're chumping.
Gray is dead.
Got one.
Paintbrush is
One on
dead.
me. Ah. There's a jump to
That's
my ouch.
sniped. I know I've seen some of these names before, but can I remember from where? No. Is the person still up here?
Got him.
That charger
Got
is
two.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Crabbing.
They know how to hit their shots. That's why I said, like,
Oh,
I've seen
on left,
the
on left,
names
on left.
somewhere. I just can't think of from where.
No.
Okay, 3 pushing right.
Giving me Starfish main stage 1v1 flashbacks over here.
2 in our basket.
Somebody's hiding. Okay, I got the orange ends up.
Devi's flanking from behind.
Not for
Charger's
long.
coming.
I see.
I didn't have a lot of time, so the most I could do was hopefully push
Charger
the back
down.
a little bit.
Zap down. One on me. Got that.
Paintbrush fell off the map.
I
Okay,
got
that's
that.
why
We gotta wipe out.
I have 4. Can we get some more up to me?
Yeah, we're good.
Crabbing.
I'm jumping.
I got another. I'm down. They're 2 down. See if we can just charger. Just charger. Do we have clams for stall?
I had clams, but I traded the second one.
I thought I had backing up. That's my fault.
I'm gonna shark.
You were not kidding. That they are running pure.
Yep, there's 2 pures.
That's
Crabbing. This might be a pretty extreme angle. Yeah. We're 2v2.
Okay. Charger's in mid.
Charger's on right ramp. Crabbing.
Woo! I was behind a box there.
Charger's still on right.
Uh-oh.
I got 2 of us.
Oh,
Be
hi.
careful,
I didn't know you
we're-
were there. Yeah, I'm a little stuck.
Ah,
I have ball. No, I don't. Okay.
I love that. though.
Well,
I have
dude,
balls.
commentary.
Okay, just charge her.
Ah, there's like a bunch here. Oh my god.
They only saw me because I got a ball picked up. Man.
Ah.
That'll be game because they only need one.
Boink. Oh, I did not get sniped there. I got one at the end. I'll take that. I jumped over a snipe and I'm like, oh, nope. They sniped again. Okay, I'm still alive. Bomb explodes. Oh, I got them instead. Okay.
I was expecting a charger to be pushed up on far right.
You have to
Not
expect
really.
the unexpected. A lot of chargers will do that nowadays. It's either you go fast or you lose the thing. So that's one of the burst starts that you'll see. Is that
Okay.
everyone just goes BAM! And it's something you don't expect, right? Because everyone's just like, okay, we're gonna paint for special and we're gonna go in neutral game and then do 2 at a time. No. This is a burst start. Just go!
The vanilla charger like main weapon is known for taking more aggressive positions as well. Like a lot of people are used to E-liter positioning, but like
26.
yeah, using the mobility to get further forward, and like
Wow.
be able to hit shots from jumping around cover and stuff is something that they'll like to do a lot, and so they'll take positions that you wouldn't traditionally think of as backline positions. Play more like squiffers.
Right,
I'll
you
keep
always
that in
gotta
mind
remember
for
the
the
non-traditional spots, and a lot of times the non-traditional spots are where the front line usually go. But when a backline can abuse those, oh boy.
Oh,
is
it's
it
them
fun.
again.
Oh yeah,
Rematch.
it was fun.
Okay, I'm gonna work for early crab. Charger's on right again. Oh,
Is it the same exact charger?
Yep.
no,
it's
it was the
exact
same team. Yeah, it's a rematch.
Was the
Oh,
trade
well.
I thought I saw them
I'm
fire a
all
shot, but I didn't think they would
alone.
have one that quickly. Maybe I'm thinking E-liter timings still. Okay. Well, I've got
Oh my-
crab. Crabbing at basket. Okay, plat is clear. We can push up from there. Just watch
they're
out for
below
the
here.
strikes.
Yeah. They haven't really
They
left.
came in left. They came in left. Zap. Yeah, what we want to do is capitalize on me moving them out of the way so that we can take more space and, like, be there instead of having to run at them once they've already reclaimed it.
Yeah.
Here's that on the left.
Yeah, Charger's still right. I'm gonna
It's
try
gonna
and
be it's gonna be there the whole game.
I'm gonna try and drop out left at some point here.
They
There's a
don't-
lot of pressure
Hey.
from left though.
Um,
Getting back up to crab. I'm gonna save it for a second.
I don't know how some of the snipes are hitting.
Ah, paintbrush hit over the top of the crab. That's probably game. They just need 3.
Yeah. I did expect them to be on right this time, though.
Oh yeah, no, I figured they were gonna do the exact same thing, but just
Yeah.
ambush it this time.
Mm-hmm. All
That's
good.
why I was like, okay, if they ambush it, I'm gonna throw a bomb and make sure I get tri-strikes. But that
Worst
never
mode
happened.
on the worst map. Excuse me, Clam Blitz is the best mode.
Clam Blitz on Mahi is competitive viable, and it's actually a pretty interesting one to see.
I am running 52 here real quick, in part to test the wall damage. Okay, what does it do? 30.
I just want Anchovy Games back so I can get splatted by Propeller Inc.
Tanko 5!
Give me a go 5 back. I missed that map.
Give what?
I missed that map.
Anchovy, we heard a commentator once refer to it as Anko 5 because they just did not get the pun in the slightest. They figured the V was a Roman numeral.
Oh my god! The poor guy!
So, yeah.
I would be the gamer journalist who couldn't complete the Cuphead tutorial, but I think there's a lot of people who can't complete the Cuphead tutorial, so I don't feel that
I don't
bad.
know. The one games journalist had their 5-year-old child complete the tutorial.
Oh.
Like, it took them some time, but they did it faster than that journalist did. Ah! Damn good.
Okay, there's guy on the floss. They backed up.
I also remember them having a lot of trouble with Doom Eternal. That said, like, what they actually write about, like, they weren't, like, a game reviewer of that style of game, per se. Like, it wasn't really in their wheelhouse to be doing that, and it was maybe not the best idea for them to post it, but it's also, like, not necessarily a part of their professional skill set that they need to be able to play those games. Okay, I'm close to Whale. Got it.
I don't know. As an autistic, I've definitely been made fun of for getting overstimulated at challenging games like that. But I do definitely feel like there is like a line of if you are going to review a game, you should know how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of frustrating to see people reviewing Splatoon and be playing like a 5-year-old who just got it for Christmas.
To be fair, the people who are 5-year-olds who just got it for Christmas is a significant demographic.
Yeah.
Did we just die to in middle? Oh.
I'm still up on their basket, by the way, if anyone wants to jump something.
Hang on. I got you.
Here's some help. There you go.
Jesus. Oh my god. That ping really did help, by the way. Thank you.
You're welcome. I used to be that sploosh, so I know how you feel.
Top right.
Alright.
I got him with the bomb.
Just top right. Help Jamie get in.
Oh, wait for the basket.
There's a tacticooler over in your basket.
On me. Okay. This works.
Oh, carbon DC.
That's why.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I feel like I should be hitting them right now, but I don't know where they went. They literally left the game.
We need more clams. Anyone getting clams?
I've got a few.
I am.
3 incoming, that should be enough.
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Getting your feet painted. There you go. Beautiful. Ah, my goodness gracious. We got 3 golds.
Oh, fist bump.
Fist
I
bump?
sense a fist bump.
Yeah!
Nice.
We have foreseen the fist bump.
What are you doing, Bucka Bucka? One more, or?
Yeah, we'll do one more.
Yay!
Any other potential good 52 kits? Yeah, there are plenty. I can name you 7 if you would like.
Name 8.
8 might be stretching it. I don't know.
It can be a bad one.
Give me Splat Bomb and Missiles, Splat Bomb and Booyah Bomb, Fizzy Bomb and Booyah Bomb. Give me...
If they give Gold Dynamo, Splat Bomb, Big Bubbler, I'm just gonna go cry in a corner for 3 years.
Burst
That's
Bomb would be cool. That would combo.
I don't feel like that would be healthy for the weapon, honestly. It would just be like an easy route out.
It would
But
be
then again,
funny.
with this... Yeah, but then again, with the state of the meta, everything, I hate the meta, but...
But funny.
I still want there to be a burst
Busy
bomb.
bomb dry strike would be like my dream, I think.
If they unlocked, if you unlock screen, right. Ball point.
This is gonna be early defensive comp, which inexplicably has a tactical alert.
I got
Got
one.
two.
Close to whale.
I don't
Wailing.
run charge up, I run ink up, so I can't really
Figure
put out that many
one.
coolers.
And they're in.
I can stall if we need to collect more.
I've got 3 more. I went back
You
to
go
get
on
3.
me? Thank you.
There's a
Pencil
brush behind. Yeah.
Lyobi!
No, that.
Dead
was,
push. Dead push.
Nice. That's 2 down.
You're
2v2.
not back up in time, but I did trade.
I'm throwing, okay.
I'll pick up the ball and just toss it back. Again.
Thank you for picking that up.
I'm just gonna hide in fear for a second. Until I can get this guy.
Beautiful.
2 on my ouch.
2 right, leaving left. Try to go for front.
Oh, are they
Why is
trying to...
this person's going all the way around?
Yeah, they're trying to make the jump onto our plat from over here.
One right.
That is a thing.
HD.
Ah, Heavy got me on left. They're gonna go for it on left, I think? No, they're backing
Looking.
up.
Did you have Kraken?
I have Whale, I
Nice,
can get you in this.
Kevin.
Watch out for Inkjet.
Inkjet? I see.
One going to our basket.
Cool.
Jet is down. I'm at their basket.
Okay. There's one behind me, Jem.
Protect me.
They got me. There, that'll be it. Nice.
My favorite thing to do with Kraken is it's a squid roll. It's so much
I
fun.
forget to do that. See, the thing I've had fun with it is using it on tower control, just going up and flopping and bouncing around. It's the funniest thing ever, and it's effective.
Oh yeah!
I had 3 golds too.
Oh, I didn't even see that I had them. Okay, I had score booster, popular target, and enemy splatter.
Let me see what I had. I'm leveling up and whatnot.
Alrighty.
I had overall splatter, clan carrier, and splat sister.
Let's hop through the menus so that I can leave the lobby and get the replay code up.
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
Have
I have a
fun.
code. Thank you. And I will get this up in Discord for you to see in just a second. I'm just going to put the code in and let that load up in the meantime. Alright, so that's downloaded. I just need to get this to here. And there's that. Okay. So now you should be able to see that on Discord.
On...
So, I'm live on Discord in the voice call. You just click on my name, it should say watch stream.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at the, I was looking at the other stream. So that's
Gotcha.
why.
Alright. So, this way you'll see it without any stream delay. Like, I won't be talking about something that you're seeing on the stream like 15 seconds ago.
Okay.
So, you good?
Yes.
Alrighty. So, oh hey, it's Mahi. Mahi Rainmaker.
I love
All right.
Mahi as a Dynamo player because I actually have room to one-shot people.
Because they don't
Everybody else
have
hates
room to
it.
get away from you.
No, you don't.
All right. We're playing with a very defensive comp here. Even the one frontline weapon that we've got is something that'll play a lot more like a support a lot of the time in the T-Tech, because they can get away with just kind of painting for tri-strikes a lot of the time. So we're going to be very methodical about this, and we're going to have to be because we're fighting a Hydra and an E-Leader. Man, heck of a comp
This was
full of
just
weapons.
a random match I pulled from today. I won this, but I was not satisfied with the hits I was landing, so this is why I sent this.
Okay.
And also the comp was horrible.
Yeah.
E-Leader and 92 and Hydra on the same
Both of
team.
these comps are kind of throwing if you try to actually put these together in a tournament setting.
Yeah.
But, so, for you, like, I'm worried about anything that outranges you, obviously, because this is a map that does not provide a lot of cover, and so you're going to be huddled around one little block, and if the Hydra or the E-Leader is able to, like, poke you out from behind that block, the other one is going to be able to have a free shot on you, so that's always scary. You're also worried about the S-Blast being able to hit up over walls or around those little pieces of cover, so we're going to have to play very methodically. We're going to have to move up when, like, there's pressure from the Tri-Stringer or pressure from the missiles or pressure from, like, bombs and Tri-Strikes from the T-Tech. So I feel like this can easily become a stalemate, but we'll see how it actually goes. Isn't simulcasting bannable now? Are you worried about that? So, this is the funny thing about incentive systems. So, I am streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Now, YouTube is the primary source of income here. Like, I'm not making any money on Twitch. I'm only making money on YouTube. So, if Twitch decides that they don't like me streaming to YouTube and decides to, you know, sanction me in some way, then I'm just going to leave Twitch and go to YouTube. So the punishment is the same as what they're asking me to do. So all it makes sense for me to do is to just stream on this platform until they do something about it. Because I would rather stay on Twitch, and I have a feeling that, like, they would rather I stay here than not stay here. So it seems like what's best for both me and for Twitch to just keep doing it until they decide to enforce it. Okay, so they get the pop, which, I mean, it's just kind of depending on what the rest of our team decides to do here, because you went for it, and it ended up not falling for you. So, at this point, we're trying to figure out what we can aim at. Very important to be, like, keeping something in between you and the leader here. The leader probably could have splatted you at this point. Yeah. I feel like... Boy kisser. I feel like they probably could have hit you before you got in range there.
I have an irrational problem of going after chargers like a chihuahua would a pit bull. I don't know if any other roller players can relate to this, but it's just hardwired from my Splatoon 2 days where I had so much NPU I could one-shot them out of existence across the map. So I'm just automatic. I see them and it's like, target acquired, target acquired, target acquired. But then I remember, wait, I don't have the range to get them.
Mm-hmm. If you can
Do you
find
have
a way,
any advice on how to get out of that mindset?
so, I mean, what
Because
one?
I will literally take the entire team wipeout to get the charger. This is just how I think.
So, have you seen my video on psychological alarm bells?
I don't No, I'm not
Gotcha.
sure.
I'll send that to you at some point. I talk
I'm
about
glad the chat can also agree.
I talk about conditioning. That is the way that people kind of like automatically, subconsciously learn things. One of the ways that that can happen is when a certain thing is paired with a certain other thing in your head. That, like, when X happens, I respond with Y, or I expect Y, or I feel Y, or something like that. And something that can help you, because basically what's happening here is you're autopiloting. You're just doing what your subconscious is deciding that you're going to do, and it usually decides that you're going to do in that situation. And what makes it so that you can control it is if you become consciously aware that you need to be doing something else. To become consciously aware, you kind of need to condition yourself that if some certain condition is met, your attention is drawn to it. Think like a fire alarm. Like, obviously a fire alarm is really loud and it's kind of hard-coded into us that we respond immediately to that. But also, there are some people who are like really heavy sleepers who will still wake up to fire alarms and things like that. And that's because, like, we've already established very early on in life and for a long time thereafter that if there's an alarm like that, it's time to pay attention. That we really need to notice that. The old classical conditioning experiment was that a researcher, whenever they rang a bell, and then presented a dog with food, it learned that...
Conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. It learned that the bell means
I was a
food.
psychology student who flunked
There you
out.
go. So you're already aware of what we're talking about here. So what you need to do is condition yourself to some sign that there's danger. For me, what really helps is the laser is on me for X amount of time. Like, when the laser goes on me, there's like a meter that's filling up in my head, a timer that's ticking down in my head, and once it hits a certain point, I'm like, I'm in danger. And so as soon as the laser is there, it's like, it's like you just got seen by the what's the robot called in Metroid Dread. You're just like, nope, I'm out of here, bye. And having that as a thing that I've taught myself, that if the laser is on me, I am scrambling for cover and not doing anything else, and that overrides all of my other instincts. That's something that gets me out of the way of it. And that's what's really activating here and making me tense up while I watch someone approach a charger that's already got enough charge that they can splat them before they get there. So does that help a little bit to, like, try and find a stimulus that you can pair with the danger?
Yeah. For my condition, usually my conditioning is like seeing another backline, me assuming like backline, go for backline. That's why I go for chargers a lot. But my role has switched from Splatoon 2 to 3. I'm now a midline skirmisher. When in 2, I could actually play as a backline. I can't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I have trouble reminding myself, like, you cannot match the heavy splatling.
Mm-hmm.
You will hit them with a wet pool noodle, as I heard somebody refer to it last night.
Mm-hmm. It'll make a really loud noise, and then it won't do anything.
And then they'll splat me, and then, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. My sense of the dynamo and the way that it plays is that it exists to counter the front line of the enemy team. That, like, they try to run forward, and they overcommit into you, and then they're like, well, guess I'll die now. There are definitely positions you can take sometimes where you, like, get under a ledge, and you can be underneath the backliner, and then you have a lot of power over them. Because the longest ranged backliners in this game are line-of-sight weapons. They're weapons that, at the very most, like, maybe with a splatling, they can aim straight up and hit some crazy fall-off, but it takes like 8 of those shots to hit you, and they need to be absolute gods to do it, so you don't really count on that happening. So, like, other than that, they have no way of hitting down past a ledge, whereas you have a way of hitting up over the ledge. So if you can put something there to interrupt the laser, now you're in good shape. And now you can go for an aggressive play like that. And that's really helpful for your team to remove that backliner from play. But you can't just kind of like rush it down like you're a Tetradules, because that's just going to end up getting you shot over and over again. Where can I find a weapon matchup chart? My god, that is a lot of data points. I don't think there are very few people, if anyone, who's probably qualified to make an entire weapon matchup chart. You'd have to make a collaboration of like all of the different weapon discords and just maybe get like a voting system and accumulate a lot of data and then average it and show it off like that. And even then it would probably have some biases because there are a lot more shooter players, for example. That'd be a tricky one. Interesting idea for a project, but probably a little bit more ambitious than I can make for a one-day Squid School video. FLC's grand project? FLC's busier than me. FLC's got a real job. Okay. So we're painting very defensively, which, you know, it's something I talked about on a recent video. It's something you really have to do with this weapon. If you're going to be able to push up safely, you don't want to get flanked, you don't want to be caught in between swings. It does feel a little bit like, in the process of moving up and painting up, that we're not keeping our eyes out for player positions quite so much. So like right here, obviously...
I try to arc my shots, and a lot of times that means I get run down on smaller maps like this a lot of the times, if they get a lead in like that really quickly. Because they have all the free... You can see that they have all the turf in the frickin' world over there, and I'm as slow as a snail. Mm-hmm. So, I'm kind of struggling to pick up in the first minute or two.
I think one thing that might be slowing you down a little bit is worrying about parts of the map that there isn't danger at yet, and that's making it so that you get forward slower. And that then, by the time you get there, they've already moved forward further and cut off more space that you could stand on. That might be something playing into it. For example, the only reason there's paint underneath your feet is because someone just threw a tri-strike there. So unless they're pulling, like, Alliance Rogue, like, Carbon Deco strats, where they're using the tri-strikes to sneak someone in, there's not any danger underneath you, even though it's painted. So, like... You can, you know, maybe drop and let your better painting teammates deal with that. Another thing right here is that, like, we're readying this flick up over the ledge here, but we don't know where anybody is, and there's a lot of blue paint near us. What you could do, instead of immediately throwing a flick out there and throwing another one here, because after the first one, definitely alarm bells are going off. Like, there's enemy ink too close to me for too long. That's another thing that's like sort of like the charger laser, where even after that first flick, I was like, ooh, I put myself really close to enemy ink. I hope I don't get sharked here. And then when the second one goes out and we still haven't taken cover from the ink that I was worried about before, that's when I'm like, I don't know that there's anybody there, but I know that there's going to be someone shooting at you regardless.
All right.
So that's another warning sign there. I think we ignore the tri-strike that was down there, and then what we really want to attack are ways that the opponents can get to us. That's what we need to cover, and that's something that I made my most recent, besides the tier list, the video before that. That's what that video was about, was the process of elimination of, here are places that opponents can approach me from, and I'm going to cut those off enough that there's only one that I'm worried about, and that's the one that I can address with my main weapon. And it is under those circumstances that you can start to apply pressure and move forward. So one possibility here, especially if we stop the Rainmaker, is we're already halfway to a cooler, and now we're pretty close to a cooler. Ooh, no, we're not as
Yeah.
close to a cooler anymore. But
I have a problem of, I've mentioned earlier, but spatial awareness. I can't really help sometimes when I run into bombs and reef sliders. Like, I literally cannot process it before it's in my face.
yeah, it's difficult, you know, whether whether this is like something that's neurodivergent or otherwise to be able to see those bombs because they land there pretty quickly and they're on a pretty monochromatic space. So judging like, okay, from that bomb, an explosion of exactly this size is going to emerge. And if I'm this far away, I'm going to take this much indirect damage, which telling from the corners of the screen is enough to splat me. Like, those calculations are really hard to do when there's a splat bomb that someone rolls at you. So that's hard to do, you know, with a lightweight weapon as well. And so for a dynamo, sometimes, you know, you get put in situations where there actually is nothing that you can do in time. But what I would probably say there is not to be approaching the enemy ink so soon, to get the tacticooler out first, and then when you do approach, even if you go down, you're back up in time that you can probably be there to play defense, even if your team wipes. And that way you get punished less for even a play like this than you would have if you than you do in the game here, where you could have taken like a couple of extra seconds to get the tacticooler and saved yourself like 8 seconds on the respawn.
All right.
And here, again, when I talk about, when I say defensive painting, do you know what that all entails? It was kind of what I was explaining earlier, like attacking the parts of the map where the opponents could approach you from, so you narrow them down.
Yeah, I kind of, in my head, I kind of block it up into zones of where people are approaching.
Exactly.
Especially because of how Dynamo paints and is how blocky. Every attack you do is like a zone of paint that they have to block over. So a lot of times I'm just flicking zones of paint to make people have to reroute where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm attacking, I'm usually trying to catch people off guard or literally standing in front of an objective hoping they kill me or I kill them first. I don't try to go for like 3 to 4 kills because it's just not exactly possible with Dynamo in the state of the meta right now.
You really don't have the
pro-Chara.
multi-kill potential, no.
I'm not pro Chara. I can't do the freaking wipeouts on Museum Delfonso that he can do. So if I get like 3+ kills, that's cool, but my goal is to annoy you as much as possible, and you shall not pass Gandalf style.
There you go. So my thinking for approaching this sort of a situation here would be, first I'm worried about like anything being on the right-hand side, and so I might aim a flick maybe about here so that part of it cuts off, you know, the right side. You can see my mouse, right? I don't think chat can, actually.
No, I can't.
Okay. Shoot. I have an idea. I have a plan. But it is going to require some shenanigans. So, pardon shenanigans setup time here. We are going to do this. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work. That's right. I can't do that. Okay. No, I can't do that while I'm streaming. I can do that while I'm on Discord. But while I'm on streaming, it's just going to create an infinite loop. And it's going to be impossible to draw on. So, you've got the block in front of you, and then there's the little rectangular piece that's coming out the right-hand side. I would probably aim at, like, the right side edge of the rectangular piece so that the flick covers both the right-hand side as far as someone can use to rush me from the right, and somewhat over the top of the block. Now that I've done that flick, I know that they're stuck on the left-hand side, and then I just cover that side with the left, and now I've got that whole area under control. It only takes the 2 flicks. And it feels like sometimes we're trying to just hit the very first shot. So like there, that was aimed at the left, but it didn't cover all of the left, and there's still someone there, so we still have to worry about that. So then we paint the left side, and then, okay, we get the right side there, but we've now seen that the Rainmaker is committing to the left. So I think that there are like a few extra flicks that are being put out there in places that aren't quite as efficient. And since your weapon is as slow as it is, efficiency is pretty important. So I think the thing to think about for you will be, where in this moment will my flick do the most good? Like, how do I win this engagement in the fewest flicks? Or how do I keep myself safe in the fewest flicks?
Yeah, I often messed up my vertical and horizontal flick a lot.
Gotcha.
You know, in the heat of the moment, trying to... Because it does give you some extra one-shot capability.
Yeah, there are definitely use cases for each one. Alright, so you actually made it. Oh no, the wave break. Oh, it was actually the leader, never mind. That was a good shot by them. But, like, I think the biggest thing for you to analyze, if you want to look at your matches afterwards, is just, is there a better place I could have put this flick? And just, like, every single swing you make, think about, like, is there a better place I could have put that?
Yeah, I don't analyze my matches a lot because I have problems with tilting a lot. I get really angry really fast, but it's definitely a different perspective looking back when I'm a lot calmer and realizing, you know, when I should, you know, vertical versus horizontal, if I should even be approaching that person or not. Because I often feel like I have to play hyper aggressive, because when you're playing a dynamo roller, I feel like you have to play like you're 3 players in one, because you have to make up for the fact that your weapon is so shitty. I'm sorry, am I not allowed to say that word?
You're good, you're good.
Okay. You have to make up for the fact that your weapon is just dynamo roller. So you have to, like, just push yourself so much, and that contributes to my tilting a lot, because if I miss one flick, I'm like, I feel like it hurts a lot more than if you miss, let's say, if you miss a flick with a carbon roller, you don't think as much as a dynamo roller, because you literally don't take 5 seconds to take a shot. So
I think that, so are you saying that if you were to review your gameplay, that it would cause you to tilt more?
no, it's just that I often don't do it because I'm frustrated and I don't
Gotcha.
see the point of doing it, so I just go and play Salmon Run instead.
This is a suggestion that, you know, I haven't personally tried that much myself, but one thing that has occasionally helped me in the past is to go and use a replay review as an excuse or reason to cool down if I find myself tilting. Like if there's something that's, if I like catch myself saying something, like if my self-talk is getting negative, then I might go, okay, we're gonna go and review that replay real quick, and we're gonna take a break from the game, and we're gonna actually think about these decisions we're making, and we're not gonna, you know, talk in generalities about it. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna go through this, and that can sometimes be calming. It can also, you know, and this is why I'm like, this is a little bit untested. Sometimes I feel it can also just lead to me continuing to construct the same narratives, but like reinforcing them. Like, yeah, I was right. That guy was way out of position. Like, why? What is he doing over there? You know? And that's sort of what I'm looking for instead of trying to be reflective. But
It doesn't help that I'm stuck in S rank and my teammates are often not the best either. Like, I visibly see them, you know, like throwing, not throwing, but feeding. Yeah, feeding's the word. While I'm stuck at the zone trying to paint with a weapon that cannot paint the zone, and they're feeding, and it's like, can you please learn the role of your weapon so I can play the game and have fun and not want to cry?
Let's back up for a second and see how we got here. So there, for example, some of the flick got cut off by the fact that we were behind the block. And so one of the things that I would think while reviewing this is, oh, make sure you've got like a clear sight line before you go for something, you know. Have an idea in mind of where that paint's going to land. Unfortunate that that doesn't one-shot, but you do make it out of here and you should get another one nice.
I don't know why, I feel like the one-shot, something happened in between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 of, like, up-close one-shots in Dynamo. I believe they were supposed to fix it in the patch, but up-close, I didn't see a big noticeable difference. Far away, there was a big difference, but up-close, they didn't really fix the inconsistencies of it.
It has kind of been inconsistent even in Splatoon 2. Like, there are definitely holes in the hitbox.
I didn't play Splatoon 1, so I started playing 2020.
There are holes in the hitbox that are randomly generated. So it can be... Ooh. Hope that phone call's not important. Let me back up for a second because we were talking over all of that gameplay. So from here, I worry about jumping forward to flick, because that puts you into enemy ink if you jump forward. If you get the pick on this player, and then nobody else shoots at you, it might be fine to go into enemy ink, but those are a lot of ifs. And this is a very small map, so the chance that there's somebody else with this player is pretty high.
I usually jump before I horizontal flick.
Yeah, that's good.
Should I equip Ink Saver, not ink resist on smaller maps like this? More ink resist? Because I do have builds for that.
You're kind of gonna want ink resist, like a little bit is definitely important. I wouldn't say like run like 2 mains of it or something like that, but it is definitely very important for a slower moving weapon, just so you can get out of enemy ink, but you do still want to be playing around your own ink when you can. So you do... So like here, this is a good time to go in and like get the Rainmaker, but especially seeing... So like, one of the things that I'm always keeping track of on the map is anytime there's one of those X's. So you see the X underneath the teammate of yours that just went down?
Yes.
That's something that is always visible regardless of whether you're facing that player. It'll show up on like the back corner of your screen or whatever if need be, but it's always there. And so that's always something that I'm keeping track of, where when I'm going in like this, I knew that there was a player on my left who was going in to help me. Mm-hmm. But that player just went down, and so now I'm like, oh crap. There's nobody but me on the Rainmaker shield. I don't paint the Rainmaker shield particularly well on this weapon, and so I'm gonna need to back up and let my teammates come in to help me with that. And one of the challenges right now is that we don't have an escape route that's painted behind us. You can see off to your left, like that's all the enemy color. Oh, we do actually get away, but then we go back in. You could, for example...
I tried to go for the pop, which I don't know why I keep,
And
this was more of a warm-up game
Going for
anything.
pop isn't necessarily a bad idea, either. Like, I'm not going to say that that's what's getting you splatted here, but you could go for pop from behind that piece of cover, and then even if it explodes the wrong direction, it's not going to hit you.
Because that's why I threw the sprinkler. It was the sprinkler and then, yeah, trying to get...
Why did they jump it off? That's an interesting decision.
Open moment. This was an open.
There you go. We got this. Alright. At least the cooler went out. So now teammates can use that, and we got a couple of players down. And now we're zoomy. I generally find, especially if there's something long range that you're trying to go after, that it's best to maintain stealth for as long as possible. Like, every shot you fire, you know, you're picking this big old dynamo roller up out of the ink and flinging it around, and it's shiny and reflective, and they're going to be able to see it pretty easily. Whereas, if you just stay swimming sometimes, you might be able to get underneath a ledge, and they shoot at something else, and then you pop up like, surprise! Here, since they see you coming, because you've fired a couple of flicks earlier, you're kind of stuck with them at this point. Whereas...
I genuinely don't remember if I realized that Hydra was there or not.
Even if you didn't know they were there, you know that they're up and that they're watching from somewhere. And so keeping yourself, say, underneath the ledge and then popping up to surprise them from there would be an idea. But you compromise that idea if you swing from mid in a place where it's easy for them to see. This, however, is a good look. Like, we can definitely just pick Rainmaker up and run it to lead immediately. Running off to the right like that on this map doesn't actually get you points. You get the points by going further left or forward. So that's why it takes, like, you stay at like 43 or something for a while as you're moving that direction. That's because you're not really on the track that the game expects you to take to get to the goal. I typically find it's better to either beeline straight to the goal or to go around the left-hand side, because at least then you have some cover.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't... Whoever just put in chat, Dynamo with ink vac and angle shooter, you're going to curse me. You're going to curse us. Please, no. Sorry! There were so many memes about getting bad kits, and then the brief slider sprinkler one happened. But, I'm gonna be honest, I don't play Rainmaker often, so I was kind of... I don't carry it often, and I was just getting tired of nobody picking it up, so I was confused on where I was supposed to go. I thought it was the other way, probably.
Gotcha. Okay. From here, so we check over to here and make sure nobody's there, and it's good. Now from here, I'm seeing, first of all, there's a Hydra out in front of you, and they're starting to get the charge ready. So that's something you're going to need to have cover from in a second. That's very similar to a charger laser. And then you also have a bunch of blue ink that's appearing on your right, and so the alarm bells are starting to ring. Now that you're damaged, the alarm bells are ringing more loudly, because now somebody doesn't have to do as much damage when they get close to you. So after this flick, I probably want to be running away, and instead we move further in, and so I'm scared. Okay, it ends up working out because nobody shoots at you, and they shoot at your teammate instead. But that was a situation where I probably would have just backed up instead of trying to go further forward. Nice. That's a really important pick right there. That stops the Rainmaker push, and if your team just doesn't pop and leaves it there, at this point they're probably just going to have to paint at it. Then we win. Or wait, were we in the lead? We weren't in the lead.
We were. I only went for that kill because that would have gotten them the lead.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I would have backed up.
Yeah, the kill you got on the Rainmaker was excellent. I don't fault you at all for that. It was the death from before where I think you could have backed up a little bit and still continued to control space and kept yourself safe instead of going down. You ended up getting 2, which is great, and that's that did end up helping. But it's also something where there was a lot of counterplay that they could have potentially used once they saw the Dynamo moving forward to splat you, avoid that. Like, it was about the best case scenario that you ended up getting, and I think playing a little bit less risky in that particular moment would have helped. So the big thing, I think, for you to start working on would be Be thinking about more alarm bells, thinking about more things that will break you out of your normal habits. Big things would be like charger lasers and splatlinks spinning up, and being on open sight lines from them. Like, oh wait, they can hit me. I don't have anything in between me and them. Put thing in between me and them. Another one would be encroaching enemy ink. So if enemy ink is starting to cut off your ways forward or backward, that you take note of those things, and instead of letting the bloodlust take over and fighting for Valhalla, that that you keep yourself painting defensively and make sure that nobody can sneak up on you. Do you have any questions for me? Because that's probably the main thing. Like, make every swing count, watch your sight lines, and when enemy ink starts to get around you, consider retreating.
Would it be useful to run a comeback quick respawn hat? Or would last ditch efforts be better? Because
I tend not to comment too much on builds because sendu.inc/builds exists, and on sendu.inc/...
I don't really use sendu.inc, that's the thing.
On that resource, players who are better than me, who also actually main those weapons, will post their builds, and I trust them a lot more than I trust myself to make a proper analysis of it. So if I were to answer your question, I would literally just be signing on to sendu.inc/builds and clicking Dynamo and seeing what the best Dynamo player that I can see there plays.
Fair enough.
Now, I wouldn't just like copy the build chunk for chunk. I would look at what each of the builds are doing and see what general patterns there are there and copy the patterns as best I can, as best I think suits my playstyle.
Do you think Haunt or Thermal Ink is more useful for somebody learning Stringer?
Haunt or Thermal Ink? Haunt is something that's going to activate on you being splatted, if I remember correctly. So that's something that's really good on like a Tetraduly, because the Tetradulies are just always going to be dying, and so they're just always going to have one player on the enemy team revealed. But with the Tri-Stringer, it's probably Thermal Ink that you're looking for, because Thermal Ink is good for weapons that are very likely to not splat the opponent, to do non-lethal damage, so that they can continue to track them and continue to get the splat. So I feel like that would be the call.
Alright.
Alright. Any other questions that you'd like answered?
Not really. Not right now. I can't really think of anything.
Alright.
I just want to thank you for being so supportive and giving me the time to explain everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, do you know how to use Dynamo and Salmon Run? Because I find that a lot of people don't.
Sorry, I thought there was more to that sentence, and then I realized, wait, no, that's the end of the sentence. So
No, because a lot of when I like to overfish. I'm not like as serious as people like Brian or anything, but I live for when Dynamo comes into rotations because I get to teach everybody how to use it. But it seems so like confusing to me on why nobody takes like the time to at least kind of learn how to use it during the rotations, because you're going to get it.
My understanding of it is that you're going to use the rolling a lot because it's really good for dealing with lessers.
Yeah.
And that you have to be very careful about ink management, of course, and you need to use your, longer flicks for dealing with certain bosses. But that
You only
the
really
rolling
want to
is the
use
strongest
it.
part of it.
You only really want to use vertical flicks for steelheads, and that's about it. Almost everything else can be run over or run from. But I find it very annoying that, I get super pumped for a Dynamo rotation and then little Timmy is holding it like it's a frickin' vacuum cleaner, and he just found out what it was 3 weeks ago, and it's like, can I please just finish my shift?
That was an interesting string of metaphors. Um, well, thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing, and hope that you were able to learn something from the VOD review there. We do have another VOD reviewee, and while I have not been able to get in contact with them, I believe I do still have their footage. So I'm going to be jumping into that next. So that
All
is
right,
what
well-
I'll be speaking to. So you are free to go if you would like to.
Yeah, I
that'll-
gotta go
All right, sounds good.
figure out some food. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Say bye, chat. Okay. So I'm going to do this and get this all set up. But then I am also going to go and grab a little something to eat. Because I'm hungry. There we go. Speaking of heavy weapons... Alright. Very good. So we're going to let this whole sequence play through, then I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to show you some pictures of cats. They're going to keep you company while I go and grab myself something to eat. Here we go. Enjoy the cat friends, everybody. I'll be back. That was a great cat to come back to. That was Navi. Navi's a very good boy. Very good cat. I think that one's Butters. I don't know the name of that cat. I think that one I found from the internet. I mean, what cat? There's no cat in that picture. There's Romeo, just hanging out. That one's definitely Butters. I don't remember who that one is. That one is the Knight Solaire. We are always accepting new cat pics. For those who don't know, in the Squid School Discord server, there is a channel underneath the general text channels category that is aminal pictures. You are free to submit pictures of your aminal there. And that is where I have taken most of these pictures from. What about dog pictures? Funny you should mention that. This is business. This is Chucky. This is Darwin. We have many. We even have birds. So, yeah. Feel free to send all of those. Yeah, the Discord link just got put into the chat, but there is a command you can use to get the Discord. You can also get to the Discord through !links, which will send you to my what's it called? Link tree. Which also has the Discord. For those who were wondering, I am munching on a buttered bagel and some mandarin oranges out of a can. Okay, I'll put more pics in there, but you have to use them. Oh no. I'm going to get an avalanche of these pictures, aren't I? Just going to overload my computer with pictures of aminals. He got soup? Not quite. Okay. Let's have a look here at, this is cabbage, if I remember correctly. Yes, cabbage. So, comp that we're looking at, it's not too bad. A little bit unorthodox, but workable, I think. We've got paintbrush, squeezer, wiper deco. So there's not a lot of like straight up pushing power. Probably the strongest pushing weapons you're going to have are... I don't know. The Squeezer doesn't have the best kill time at close range. It can, manage at short range, but it doesn't ideally want to be there. Probably looking at the Paintbrush and maybe the Wiper Deco to be pushing forward. Wiper's not the strongest pushing weapon either, especially against something like a combination of a 52 and a Rapid Blaster. Like, you got to be really careful how you approach with that. So it's going to be probably wait for missiles, wait for Azuka to hit someone, and then the team moves in. And in the meantime, you're just kind of watching for flanks or something. You got to watch out for the right-hand side, because you're going to have plenty of weapons that can be very annoying, assuming you're going to snipe. If you're going someplace else, then we'll see. But let's have a look at how we roll out here. Okay, so we go to Perch. And I think this makes sense, because this way you're just not going to get flanked from right. So we make sure that... Okay, so there's no one going to come left. And then we focus elsewhere on the zone. We're just painting zone as much as we can there. You got to be careful. If this player who's around the wall decides to peek the corner, they will have range on us. And we need to make sure that we're not peeking this corner while we don't have charge. Also, we fired like 2 or 3 full charges from here at this point, so they know we're here. And we've got to be really careful that they don't, like, camp us as soon as we peek or something. Alright, this should be good. We can probably put this... I'd almost think to put this, like, between... This is not a great angle to look at it from. There we go. I'm thinking you probably put this behind and to the left of the zone so that they can't back up that way, and they have to go back to the right, which is where they just got flushed out of by your teammates who are attacking the right side zone. Because throwing it to that corner of the zone would have been a great idea like 4 seconds ago, but now the opponents have already been moved out of there by your teammates. Like, your teammates shoved them out of that place already. So that wasn't something you really needed to cut off anymore, and... Oh, it does actually end up getting someone. Okay. It seemed avoidable, but we made it work. Good job covering the Kraken and then putting suppressive fire on the one player who was there so they couldn't peek out from behind the cover at all. Nice job. And so now we want to move up a little bit. We just got 3, right? There's no way that there's anybody in the way of your frontliners here. If you just follow your frontliners in, you can take, you could probably take an even more advanced position. I bet you could get up on top of their snipe. Be like right up there behind Tox, and you'd still be able to see everywhere they can come from. This feels a little bit over-conservative, I think, being here. Because of how strong that lockout is. Because, like, now, for example, you can't hit that player on the left, or you can't get rid of the rapid. But with this little time left, at this point you stay here, you Booyah Bomb, so that they can't cap zone, and game is over. Did you even get splatted? I don't think you did. What were the numbers on the end of that? Seven and 0 and over in, what, under a minute? What's the the timeline look like for that? Yeah, minute and a half. So, like, there were a couple of things, you know, that we could talk about there, like wanting to move up a little bit more quickly, not trying to peek from the same place too many times in a row. You being here does have a suppressive effect that, like, they're not going to want to play on the wall because you're just always here, and so you're taking that option away from them. But sometimes you also benefit from switching positions, both for your own safety and so that you can find another angle to help flush people out into your teammates' line of sight. Then we talked about the Booyah Bomb and how that could have been placed in such a way that it cut off where the opponents wanted to be. I think you kind of decided on where you were putting the Booyah Bomb a little bit early, to the point where it made it so that it wasn't covering where the opponents wanted to be by the time it actually got to them. But, like, you catch them as they're trying to push in. You cover a lot of angles by being up on top of that block, like that's smart use of elevation. And then this player is super dead. It's here that the only player that's up is the heavy. And so, you know, with so little painted the enemy team's color, you can probably get further forward than you do here. That's about all I had to really say, because this is really quick. You don't die ever. So there's just not that much to look at and think about. But it's like there, with clouds going down, for example, in front of you there. Oh, excuse me, in front of you there. I think if you're up on snipe, you are able to help them in that fight, and your teammate doesn't go down. And you're still not, there's still nothing that can really hit you unless the heavy finds a way to sneak up on you somehow. With your whole front line out there spread out in front of you, you're in pretty good shape. You could also potentially have helped Tox with the Rapid over here on the left, because the Rapid won't be able to reach you either. So there are a couple of ideas that I think work better if you're a little bit further forward here. And you can still cut off the opponent from going anywhere, because that's just such a stupid choke point on this map. But there's really not that much else to say. Yeah, I wish I could give you more on this, but you submitted a very fast match that goes extraordinarily well. All right. So I think that's about all I have to say there for cabbage. I'm gonna go put the dishes away really quick. In the meantime, here's a kitten conga line. Okay. There. So let me check one thing really quickly. So, it's been a minute since I've done Q&A. I don't have a ton of time because I need to get going on the video for tomorrow, but if there are any questions from chat, that was an unusually quick second VOD review. So this would be a good time to get some questions answered there. On your tier list today, why is Neo Splash so much higher than T-Tech? Wasn't it just like one tier higher? I think that's what it was. Let me pull it up really quick and remind myself. Yeah, it's only really one tier higher. It looks like it's a lot higher, but so the second and third tiers that both say great weapons, like they're on the same level as each other. I just put the ones that have secondary kits that are also awesome in the same spot, because I think being able to main a weapon that has multiple kits that are both very good is awesome. So those two tiers are the same, and then the only tier that's in between them is the Flingza tier, where it's like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this thing? Because it's too good to be outclassed, but it's too outclassed to be anywhere else. So the Neo Splash is basically just one of those tiers above the T-Tech, and the reasoning for that is lightweight, movement speed, and accuracy. I do still prefer T-Tech if I'm going to be fighting against the Tetra. That is one consideration that will deliberately make me switch, because I want to have the extra range and the quicker kill time. But I think the extra painting power, the lightweight speed, the accuracy make it so that Neo Splash is preferred in most cases, and that's what we tend to see at top level, that people are generally just running the Neo Splash. Best soup to eat grilled cheese with. I am not a grilled cheese fan, and I know that I'm going to get some people up in arms about that, but I generally don't. Favorite type of music? It depends on where I am as a person at that moment in time. Recently, I found out that there was a 100 Gex album that had dropped since the last time I'd listened to them, so I got back into them. But I like a lot of like weirder experimental stuff. Like I actually really dig clowncore. I like Deerhoof. So like bands that can do noise music but decide to make music with noise instead would be a good way to put that out. Everything keeps shifting, and I'm trying to scroll so I can find the questions. Okay. But as for like what type of music, like I will listen to anything that I like, which is obviously circular reasoning, but like if it bangs, it goes. I don't care if it's hip hop. Like if I find a country song I like, I'll roll with it. Not a lot of country, because there's a lot of that's kind of gross. But if it's a pop song, cool. If it's rock, cool. Like metal, whatever. Like if it bangs, it goes. Any advice for splatlings? So it's different especially if you're used to other weapons and you're trying to get into splatlings from having played other stuff, that there is downtime. That is, there is time where you cannot fire your weapon if you press the ZR button. And not just from like recharging ink either. So planning around that causes you to play a lot differently. Positioning is extremely important. You need to pick the right places to stand. And Devi has a really good positioning guide on that for the backline splatlings. So, be a good thing to check there. Train A heads north at an average speed of 95 miles an hour, leaving station at the precise moment is another train, Train B, which departs a different station, heading south at an average speed of 110 miles an hour. If the trains are inadvertently placed on the same track and start exactly 1,300 miles apart, how long until they collide? I'm not going to do algebra. That's going to take too long. Tips to prepare for a tournament. Making my first dip into comp with spawning ground soon. I'm S rank. So go into this tournament knowing that you're going to be nervous as hell and you're going to play worse than usual. And that's normal. Like, there are going to be stresses that you did not know existed that you are going to experience. You're going to play differently than you practiced. Things are going to go wrong. And you're going to get through on adrenaline. So go in expecting that. Also, do not go in expecting to win very often. This is a hard game. It is a competitive game, and there are a lot of people who have been playing it for a very long time. So there will just be teams where you get beaten harder than you have ever been beaten in your life at this video game. Because when you play online, it's going to set you up against people who are relatively close to your skill level. And what feels like a stomp online is going to be so much closer than what you will get playing against high-level competitive players. So just be ready for that. But, expect that it's not going to be the best possible experience. You're not going to have the best-case scenario every time. And just be okay with that. Be there for the ride and have fun with it. Having fun with it is really important. Team morale is really important to maintain during a tournament setting. As soon as the team starts, going downhill, as soon as you hear people saying things like, I can't do anything, you've already, lost them mentally, and we need to kind of reconnect and get our heads back into it. How do I use Snipe Rider? I would love to say put it down and pick a charger, but it's just really hard. You have to play really far back because your kill time is really rough, and you need to hit 2 really precise charger shots instead of just 1. And you can't move too much while you're doing it. You don't have the jumping that you can do with a Swiffer, or the charge hold that you can do with a Splat Charger. You don't have the range that you have with an E-Liter. It's one of the weakest weapons in the game. What weapons are played similar to an ink brush? Interesting question. The Neo Sploosh is very similar but worse, in my opinion. Tetradualies are pretty similar in that they're trying to grab enemy attention. They're a lot more aggressive about it, and they're a lot more likely to go in and feed. The brush is a lot more likely to try and preserve itself and only threaten to flank instead of just, diving. But I'd say those are kind of similar. Actually, Wiper's kind of similar. Well, Wiper has range, and so that's going to mean you position differently with it, but it's kind of a similar concept of what it does. How do you go about identifying a win condition? I usually find it really difficult to work out what it is during the game, especially if what I thought it was wrong. It's largely about the weapon comps. So, figure out how they're pushing and what the main threats are to your weapon. Do they have enough paint? What kind of specials do they have? What's their game plan? How is it that they're going to push differently from how your team comp is going to push? And how can you shut that down? There's a lot of experience built into it. Is there such a thing as being too safe as a backliner? Absolutely, 100%. Because if you're not having an impact, then your team is in a 3v4. And so it's safe for you, but it's less safe for everybody else on your team. You need to be having an impact. You need to be, firing shots at enemy players. You need to be cutting off sight lines that they want to use. If you're too far back to be able to do that, then you're not helping. Your team is basically in a 3v4. You might as well just, pick up Splash and run at the enemy team for all the good that you're doing with the E-Liter. How to decide whether to push from top or bottom on Wahoo. I feel like I'm never in sync with my teammates in solo queue on that map. That's because that map sucks. The middle of that map is really poorly designed. Everything is a choke point, and there's no clear way through without just bombarding people with specials or getting picks earlier. Try to just follow where your teammates are going. Don't step on their toes, and try and help them from different angles when you can. Oh no, I dropped my duck. There, I found my duck. This is my duck. It's a duck that Dio, who is another Splatoon player, was using for rubber duck programming, and he had a bunch of extras, and so he gave them to us at LTC 2022, And then we ducked our docks. We put the duck on top of our docks whenever we went up on stage to play. Anyway, which weapon brand do you think has had the most W's by brands? I mean, Deco, Neo, and such. Across all of the Splatoon games? Because the Neo Splash was good in both games, so it's probably up there. Although Kensa in Splatoon 2 had the K-Shot and the Kensa 52 Gal and the K-Pro. Granted, like, those weapons all came out later, and, like, we're just talking about competitive play here. So, it's probably just whatever weapon came out first, realistically. Still. What do you think is the best weapon overall? It is probably the Splash-O-Matic. The second answer is the ballpoint, and I don't think there are many competitive players who would disagree with you on those two choices. Which cheese is your favorite? I like many cheeses. I am a Munster fan. Munster's solid. If we're eating the cheese by itself, sometimes I could go for like a Gouda or like a sharp cheddar or something. But more often it's just going to be mozzarella. I feel like if you could only pick one cheese ever, I'd probably just go mozzarella, because that's just a good all-around cheese for a variety of different purposes. Favorite Pokemon? Ninetales. I do like cheese. You listen to Huh? I don't know what Huh is. Best and worst color. Favorite color is orange. Least favorite color... I don't know. I guess white's kind of boring. Kind of reminds me of a blank Word document that I have to fill up. Have you played anything in a competitive level apart from Splatoon? Yes, I played Super Smash Bros. Melee for 14 years, competitively. I was one of the major tournament organizers in the state of Arizona. I was power ranked and got to number 13 in the state. Probably should have been 15 or 16 based on my own guesses there, but that's what the panel came up with. I have played with 3 of the 5 gods in, you know, in matches. Like, I've done my time in Melee. I am more of a Melee player than I have ever been a Splatoon player. It's Clowncore. Clowncore is a couple of very talented jazz musicians who decided to shitpost online and came up with something beautiful and wrapped it up in like juvenile humor and B-list horror. It's pretty neat. I like it. What's your opinion on music with lyrics? Does it make or break a song? The lyrics are absolutely an important part of a song. Like, if it's a message that I can't get behind and feel is harmful, then I definitely won't support the music. And the music the lyrics can absolutely uplift it too. Look up Clowncore. Clowncore, the video I would recommend you start with, and I do say video, you must watch the music videos because they are a trip. Computers. The song is called Computers by Clowncore. That one is... There's so much. There's just so much to that. And it's very cool. And it's also just very stupid and funny. Like I said, expect juvenile humor from these videos. Like, expect it to be... There are poop jokes all over the place. Just... It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's meant to be overwhelming. No, you didn't really play S1, but what game is the best music for you? Chirpy Chips. Oof. That's actually tough, because I do know all of S1's music, because I used the music files a lot in the background for videos, and so there were a bunch of songs I never even heard in the real game that I heard all the time. But Chirpy Chips just has really good music across both S1 and S2. Like, it's hard to pick a favorite. I love Shelfie. I love Blitz It. That's tough. I'd probably say there are maybe a few more from Splatoon 1 that I like, but Splatoon 2 definitely had a lot. And also, like, Off the Hook was a really solid addition. And also Ink Theory. It's tough. S1 and S2 are very close. When should I generally pop a cooler? When we're about to push up or some other time? I mean, before any engagement that happens, basically. Like, you want to have a pretty high output of coolers, and you want them to be going out before someone dies, obviously. That's because the main thing that you're getting out of the cooler, there's a lot you get out of it, but the main thing you're getting is the quick respawn. So, you want to do that before somebody gets splatted. A music tier list? That would take longer than the actual tier list. I've not been in many tournaments, but I have learned to make sure you don't go into a tournament on an empty stomach. True. If you are hungry, you will play much worse. If you are sleepy, you will play much worse. And you won't realize it at the time. But then you'll be like, wait, why are my hands shaking? If the paintbrush got a new kit, what do you think would be best for it? I don't know. I don't understand that weapon too well. And I'm not super incentivized to learn it much either, because I don't feel like it's very strong. Can you recommend any good draft tournaments for first-timers? I know I did, what was it called? Under Pressure, I think? That was the one where I played H3 with sticks. And that seemed like a good time. There's also Freshwater Shoals, I think. Which is an extension of the launch point, midpoint, plus servers sort of stair steps. I've heard a lot of people say you should have a few dedicated weapons corresponding to certain maps as opposed to dedicating them to modes. Which would you suggest? Map modes. Like, combine the two together. Don't think of the game as having, 16 maps. Think of it as having 16 times 4 map modes. And figure out which weapons you want for each of those. Some maps, there's a certain weapon that'll be great on all of the different modes. But, like, on every mode, you're going to be pushing a different part of the map. Like, think about where the tower path goes versus where the Rainmaker path goes, versus where the basket is, versus where you push past the zone. Like, you're going to different places on all of these different modes. So it depends on what you're going to have to push and what you're going to have to defend. What advice would you give to someone who has only played single-player or 1v1 games? There's a lot about the mentality of playing with other human beings that is difficult to get used to, because single-player games are designed to be beaten. They're designed to be challenging, but beatable. Human beings, you cannot say the same thing about. Like, I don't care how many times I grind games against Starburst, like, it's not going to happen if I'm not putting in the same amount of time that they are to get better at the game. And even then it might still not happen, right? Like, if a Dark Souls boss is hard, sure, it might take me a few hours, but I'm going to beat it. Because I'm just going to keep trying. But you don't always get to keep trying, because it's a tournament, and you're eliminated from it at some point. There's a lot of thinking that has to go into your emotional response to that. And it's really hard to kind of estimate how you're going to feel until you actually get into that moment. So humility is of the utmost importance, because you will not learn unless you avoid negative emotions. And avoiding negative emotions means you have to accept that there will be players who can beat you. That sometimes you will just lose. And that's I think the biggest thing. Are you going to go to Gridlock? I don't remember what Gridlock is. Was that in, like, New York or something? I don't have plans to at the moment. Gem Duck? What? What's the duck? What the duck? I'm funny. What role does the H3 nozzle nose take? I liked how it feels to play. Not sure how best to use it. Found the most success in TC Rainmaker. Also not sure what abilities to give the weapon. The H3D is Splat Wall and Big Bubbler, both of which are things that block shots. You put yourself in the way of where the opponent wants to go, and you block their shots. And maybe you shoot things back. You have to move up fairly slowly. TC is probably one of its best modes just because it has Big Bubbler, and Big Bubbler only really works super well on Tower because that's the only place it can move. Why are there ducks all of a sudden? What happened? Oh, wow, we're that far back? Holy crap, that was 10 minutes ago. Oh, I need to go faster. Have you ever played Among Us? Yes, of course I've played Among Us. Who's been the best weapon across the 2 games you have played? The best weapon? Like, are we saying, like, the weapons that are returning from Splatoon 2, which ones going into Splatoon 3 are still really good? I guess then you'd have to say, like, NZAP 85. But overall, I feel like it might have been C-Jet. C-Jet was kind of dumb. K-Gal's up there, too. And NZAP 85 had a very, very long run of viability, which I feel like has to count for something. Because, like, there were definitely patches where Ray was not being used as much, but late game C-Jet, that weapon was gross. Pika asked which of the melee gods I fought. I played a good amount of friendlies with Mewtwo King. I have played a tournament set against Leffen. I played one friendly with Hungrybox before getting laughed off the setup. I also have played Hungrybox in the E3 2018 demo version of Smash Ultimate. Favorite Mario Kart track? Maybe like is it Peach Gardens or something from Mario Kart DS? That map is sick. I love Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart DS is the best. When should I pop Super Chump? Use it, like, basically at the same kind of timing you'd use missiles. It's accomplishing a similar purpose, just worse. Should I be painting with the Rapid Pro Deco after gaining control? It's not the weapon's strong suit or anything. What you want to be doing is getting into a position where you can attack the places where the opponents want to be so they can't be there. Oh yeah, it's dangerous to go alone is another one. That's a good point. How do I play the Big Swig? You just can't kill people with it when I need to. Paint a lot. Paint an awful lot. Paint like crazy. Use vertical flicks to fight, and only fight when you can take the fight from a pretty good range or from under a ledge. Hi, Lily Gravy Bread. We're done with the VOD reviews already. They were pretty quick, so... Cool, I'm within 5 minutes of when people have typed things. We're getting closer. Have not played Dark Souls, but I've played some pretty hard Terraria mods, and they were all way easier than Splatoon. Yeah, like... Beating a single-player game is meant to happen. Beating a multiplayer game means you're the best player in the world. There's a big difference there. I don't have a Nintendo Direct bingo card. Brooklyn, gotcha. I've submitted my dog's application for password protector. Thank you, Whistlewind Wolf. Their service is appreciated. Quick type duck to confuse future gem. Oh, that's right. I do have a bit of an Among Us footage in the Finding Your Team video, because that was a team bonding time. That was an example of that. Man, some people remember my videos better than me. It's scary. Which weapon do you find the most fun to play regardless of strength? Rapid Deco. Rapid Deco's sick. Well, actually, okay, the real answer is Splatoon 2 Tentatech Splatter Shot. If you could just port that into this game, please, I'd really appreciate it, but that's where we're at. Why did you stop playing Smash? Why isn't there a Smash School instead of Squid School? So I was hired to Bravus to play Smash and to coach Smash. But they gave us a bunch of other games to try out, and I found Splatoon, and one of the things that I really like about it is that it's a team game, and that I haven't had a team game in my competitive repertoire up until this point, and I wanted that sense of synergy with a teammate. So that was one of the reasons I switched it up. Rapid Pro had 190 special, and the ballpoint's just too good of a main weapon. And it doesn't paint super well. Like, even if the ballpoint has 200 and the Rapid Pro has 190, the ballpoint still probably gets its inkjet faster because it's a blaster. Why isn't there Smash School? Eh, probably could be. It would be Melee. It would be all Melee. There's also a lot more competition for Melee. I don't know. I'm a little bit... I would only really be teaching the fundamentals because I'm a little bit behind on the like flowcharts for that game. But was Smash focused before you switched to Splatoon? We did do some Smash content. We were trying a bunch of stuff during the pandemic. Yes, there is a Nintendo Direct. It is at 7 p.m. Pacific time, so an hour and a half from now. Any plans for reviews for Japanese Koshin matches? I don't know where to find them. I don't speak Japanese and I don't read it, so it's really hard for me to find footage of Japanese play sometimes. How do you decide target priority when taking fights? If I can stay safe, then my priority is whoever threatens me the most. If I know I'm going down, then just whoever's easiest to trade. Bonus points assigned if someone is currently attacking my teammate and therefore distracted or doesn't see me. How would you feel if Splash got S2T tech kit? It's fine. I prefer the splatter shot for a little bit of extra range, but it's fine. Is Inkjet in a healthy position right now? I think so. Like, I think Inkjet is carried a little bit by map design and lack of some other specials. Like, I think the buff that they gave it was really, really cool and really good. Wish they would let us make custom kits for weapons? I don't. Because then we would just find the most unbalanced combination and that'd be all you could run. Even though there's even more possibilities, way, way more of them would be awful. Why is Melee the Smash game? By accident, basically. They just accidentally made one of the most beautiful games of all time. We had to break the crap out of the game to make it work that way. It wasn't what Nintendo wanted it to be. But it was just this beautiful accident that... and another really important part about Melee is that Brawl was bad for competitive play. Like, it was a great game by every other metric, but competitively speaking, it was just slow. They removed a lot of the movement tech. There were a lot of, like, pretty direct, like, screw this to the competitive community that was playing Melee, because they took all of this cool stuff that was in Melee out of it. And so that was another important thing that made everyone decide, no, we're sticking with Melee, instead of moving on to Brawl. Thought it was tomorrow? I could have sworn I saw 7 p.m. Pacific time, but I'll take a look. Custom kits. Everything gets burst bomb, yeah. Pretty much. Would armor being back hurt or... Armor... Hurt. Or, wait. Sorry, it would, I said the opposite. It would help it a lot, because armor made it so that inkjets could survive, like, charger one-shots or whatever. What are things I have to consider when making a team comp for my team? I think I have a video on that. So that would be something to look up on the channel, because it's a pretty deep topic to go into. There are a lot of considerations. You know, I might have seen 7 a.m. Pacific time and thought that it was 7 p.m. Pacific time. So, alright. I guess it's not today, huh? I retweeted the thing, but I didn't read it too well. Alrighty. Well, now that I am caught up on chat, I have A'd some cues, and I am going to call it there for the stream and get to work on some other stuff. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I am Jem. I run Squid School, and we do these VOD reviews every Tuesday. We have also recently been doing a bunch of VOD reviews on Thursday that were bought by Agent 4. So there will be another show very similar to this in 2 days. If you want to find more stuff that I do, here are the things that I do. There's a Discord server, a Twitter, a Twitch, TikTok. I also have a Metafy. If you would like private lessons, you can go there and reserve one. If you want to get a lesson like this one on a Tuesday, then find me on the Discord server and DM me, and we'll work it all out from there. And I also have a Patreon, where if you would like to support and get input on which weapons get played in Sillycom Sunday streams, then you have that opportunity as well. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'm going to go and figure out who we want to raid here. We've got... Let's go and raid Jazzicorn, another competitive Splatoon player. Looks like they're playing Dually Squelchers at the moment. Can't tell whether that's a comp setting or not, but bye, everybody. Have a good night.